Good morning, friends. Ann here, got my cup of iced coffee this morning and the Word of God. And today's reading is from Matthew chapter 16, verses 1 through 12. Friends, I really want to focus on the first part of this passage as we talk about the reaction of the Pharisees and the Sadducees to Jesus's ministry. It says this starting in verse 1. The Pharisees and Sadducees came to Jesus and tested him by asking him to show them a sign from heaven. He replied, "When evening comes, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning, today it will be stormy, for the sky is red and overcast. You know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous generation looks for a sign, but none will be given it except the sign of Jonah." Jesus then left them and went away. You may say, "Ann, what in the world is the sign of Jonah, and why are the Pharisees and Sadducees even talking about this?" So the Pharisees and Sadducees had been following Jesus around. And first of all, it's important to note that usually the Pharisees and the Sadducees were opposed to one another. They were fighting one another. And now we see them in the Gospels being united because they are united against Jesus. They are trying to prove that Jesus is not who he says he is. They're trying to disprove the miracles that they see. And they're wanting more signs, and they're wanting, quote, better signs. And they're trying to get Jesus to prove something to them. And what Jesus has been saying to them all along is, you are blind to these signs. These signs are right in front of you, just like the weather is right in front of you. And yet, even though you can interpret the weather, you cannot interpret what is going on with these signs that Jesus is showing them. I mean, think about all of the amazing things that they have seen Jesus do. They have seen him give sight to the blind and restore hearing to the deaf. They've seen him do miraculous things like turning a small bit of lunch into a meal for 5,000, 10,000 people, right? And all of these things are still not enough in order to convince the Pharisees and the Sadducees that Jesus is who he says he is. So you may be asking, like I was asking, what is this sign of Jonah? So in Matthew chapter 12, verse 40, it says this, "For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." Here, what Jesus is saying is the only thing that will convince you that I am who I say I am is the fact that I, like Jonah, will be buried for 3 days and then reappear and then rise again. Friends, I want you to be on the lookout for the signs that are all around you. Jesus is alive. He is working in your life. Jesus' death was the ultimate sign of his power to the people that were doubting him. And friends, today, Jesus' death and resurrection can also be the ultimate sign of his power for us to believe as well. Have a good day.